Or was that it? That was the casual walk-in. So I grew up in the 90s and my family had a Sony Handycam, which I was infatuated with. They had all these little effects and things you could do in them, like mosaics and things. I probably overused them, but that was, yeah, all part of the creative process. The serious side of my filming kind of career began on a very uneventful day. I was driving around in the city with my friend. My friend just beeped randomly. He said, "Oh, that was Russell Crowe." And I said, "Oh, that's Maximus back there, great." And then a crazy idea came in my mind, and I still to this day don't know why. I said to my friend, "I wonder if I could get him to say something for this video for the charity event that I'm making the promo for." So I ran back to him and just said, "Hey mate, do you think you could say something for a video that I'm making for a charity event?" And to Russell's credit, he stopped and he took my phone and he watched the whole thing. He looked at me and he said, "That's really good. Do you want to come and do some work for me?" I've worked with Russell for about 15 years now, which is amazing. I started off filming and editing for the South Sydney Rabbitohs, which is a rugby league team that he owns. And then from there, I was given opportunities in a whole range of different projects that he had on, and they were documentaries, they were TV commercials, even feature films, which was probably the most exciting. What most people might not know about Russell is that he sings and he plays guitar. He's in a band and music is one of his passions. In 2023, he did a 23 concert tour across Australia and Europe, and he tasked me with filming that concert, which was an amazing opportunity. From the valley to the mountains, know you will obtain. If you see that. What he needed from this tour was a lot of behind the scenes, a lot of interviews. There's always a lot of press that he does to promote the tour as well as filming the actual concerts themselves. But he wanted to keep the crew small, which meant that I could only have 2 people around me. Growing up with Sony cameras meant that I'm definitely most comfortable using Sony cameras. So that was a no-brainer to me. And it just so happened that Sony have the best cameras too. There's a camera for every scenario that we needed, especially, you know, low light and things like that. I've never really wanted to use autofocus in any camera, but you know, Sony's nailed the autofocus world these days to the point where these cameras can focus faster and more accurately than I probably could. Sony just come out with a brand new camera in their Sony cinema line called the FR7. It's a remote camera where you don't need an operator behind it, so you can use an iPad or a phone or their controller to move it, which means that you can have one operator control multiple cameras, which Russell really loved the idea of. We were able to mount them on lighting bars and on lighting stands, and it had minimal impact on the audience. For every one of these 23 shows, we'd have at least 7 cameras, and that was the 3 of us operating those 7 cameras. So we would generally set that up with a wide shot at the back with an FX6, and then we'd have an FX3 with an operator as a mid shot. Then we'd have an FX3 on an easy rig, which was getting handheld stuff amongst the crowd. And then the FR7s we placed sort of around the stage and in interesting spots. The biggest advantage of using Sony cameras in this multicam setup for these tours was that they all look the same, like they all have extremely similar profiles and looks straight out of the camera. So you could effortlessly match them in post. I'm thankful for being given the opportunity to try all these different roles and in these amazing projects. Like, it really does take one person to trust you and to just give you that first go. Yeah, it's been a fantastic journey so far, and I'm looking forward to what's coming next.